Hello everyone, myself FASNA K, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Vedavyasa Institute of Technology. Here I am presenting a tech talk on extended reality. These are the contents of my presentation: introduction, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, applications of extended reality, challenges in extended reality. Then what is meant by an extended reality? Extended reality is a current emerging technology. It's a combination of human and computer generated graphics interaction which is in reality as well as virtual environment. In basic terms, extended reality is a superset of augmented reality, virtual reality and mixed reality. The concept of extended reality come into the picture when technologies like augmented and virtual reality were being used by developers and tech companies all across the globe. Many science fiction movies have used the concept of extended reality, but operating in the real world is very different. To understand the technical aspects of extended reality, we need to understand the technologies which are used to create extended reality. Before moving on to extended reality, we should understand the concept of augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. Then what is meant by an augmented reality? Augmented reality is an enhancement of the real world using various sensory elements such as sound, imaging, etc. It will overlay the sensory information in the real world and enhance the user's experience. The concept of augmented reality is that virtual objects and imagination are put up in the real world. Augmented reality does not put us into any virtual or computer-generated graphics. Rather, it just creates a sense of illusion in digital gadgets. The users still have access to the real world and they can fully interact in both dimensions. The most common example is Pokemon Go, which used augmented reality so that the user can interact with the real as well as the virtual world with the help of digital gadgets. Other examples of augmented reality are the filters that we see in many apps. This just creates an illusion of being there, but they are not. Then what are the tools used in augmented reality? Browser, smart glass, tablet, mobile phone, games, computer graphics, CAD, 3D point cloud. Then what are the basic components used in augmented reality? The first one is the head-mounted display. The head-mounted display used in augmented reality system will enable the user to view superimposed graphics and text created by the system. Then the second one is tracking and orientation. The tracking and orientation system pinpoint the user's location in reference to his surrounding and addition track the user's eye and head movement. Then the portable and computer system will need highly mobile computers. Then we move on to virtual reality. Then what is meant by a virtual reality? It's the use of technology to create a new and different virtual world or simulated environment. It's completely separated from the real world. For this, users will need a head-mounted display. In virtual reality, the users are put into a fully virtual environment where they can interact only in the virtual world. The graphics generated are mostly computers and artificial objects are designed to give a feel of being real. The users can feel every bit of virtual reality. Special VR devices are needed to put users into this environment which gives them a 360-degree view of the virtual world. These devices are designed to give a much real illusion to users. Then what are the comparison between virtual reality and augmented reality? Virtual reality replaces the real world with the artificial. Then the augmented reality enhances the real life with artificial images and add graphics, sound and smell to the natural world as it exists. In the case of virtual reality, the users enters the entirely immersive world and cut off from the real world. But in the case of augmented reality, the user can interact with the real world and at the same time can see both the real and virtual world. In the case of VR, everything around the user is fabricated by the system. This makes display inside a blank room, headset or other devices that allow the user to feel present in the virtual environment. But in the case of AR, user is not cut off from the reality. VR might work better for video games and social networking in a virtual environment such as Second Life or even PlayStation Home. AR uses devices such as a smartphone or wearable device which contains software, sensors, a compass and a small digital projectors which display images onto real-world object. In the case of VR here, the hand-mounted display and input devices block out all the external world from the viewers and present a view that is under the complete control of the computer. In the case of AR, phones have GPRS which obtain information about a particular geographical location which can be overhead with the tags, etc. Images, video, etc. can be embossed onto this location. Then we move on to mixed reality. What is meant by a mixed reality? Mixed reality is a combination of both AR and VR, where one can interact with the digital as well as the real world simultaneously. Users can visualize their surroundings, especially MR devices. These MR devices are much more powerful than VR and costly too, but these devices give you the power to interact with the surroundings digitally. For example, putting an MR device will give you a view of your entire surroundings. You can do whatever you want. Throw a ball, close the window, etc., which will be digitally in your MR headset, but in actual reality, things will remain as they are. Then we move on to extended reality. As we already told, extended reality is the combination or superset of the virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. Then we just compare the extended reality with the virtual reality and augmented reality. VR usually takes users out of their real world environment and into a virtual environment, typically using a headset for viewing, coupled with the handheld controllers to navigate the virtual space. But in the case of augmented reality, AR overlays digital objects, that is information, graphics, sound, in the real world, allowing the user to experience the relationship between digital and physical world. In the case of extended reality, it refers to the spectrum of experiences that blurs the line between the real world and the simulated world. The technology immerses the user through visuals, audio, and potentially olfactory and haptic cues. Then we move on to what are the applications used in extended reality: retail, training, remote work, marketing, real estate, entertainment. First, we move on to retail. XR gives customers the ability to try before they buy. Watch manufacturers Rolex has an AR app that allows you to try on watches on your actual wrist. And furniture company IKEA gives customers the ability to place furniture items into their home via their smartphone. Then train. In the train section, especially in life and death customers circumstances, XR can provide training tools that are highly realistic that will help soldiers, healthcare professionals, pilots, chemists, and more figure out solutions to problems or learn how to respond to dangerous circumstances without putting their lives or anyone else at work. Then in the case of remote work, workers can connect to the home office or with the professionals located around the world in a way that make both sides feel like they are in the same room. In the case of marketing field, the possibilities to engage with prospective customers and consumers through XR will have marketing professionals pondering all the potential of using XR to their company's advantage. In the case of real estate, finding buyers or tenants might be easier to individuals can walk through spaces to decide if they want it even when they are in some other locations. In the case of entertainment, as an early adopter, the entertainment industry will continue to find new way of utilizing immersive technologies. Then what are the challenges faced by companies in XR using XR? First one is cost. Cost is the most prominent challenge that is faced by companies developing XR. The XR devices are very costly since many technologies are working together and a lot of hardware goes into the marketing of these devices. The cost is very high. If the cost is higher, the common masses may not be able to use this product and companies developing would not be able to increase these sales. This would not motivate the investors to invest their money into XR. Then the second one is hardware. Developing the hardware of XR device is also a challenging for companies in this field, since a lot of technology, software, and components are being used. Making hardware is a different task. The hardware should just not be robust, but also be compact and able to process a lot of information very quickly and swiftly. And on top of that, the hardware should be cheaper. In the case of privacy, privacy is a challenge will be faced both by the users as well as the companies. Since XR devices are required to create an environment based on the user requirement, a lot of private details might be needed to create a user-rich environment. Okay, these are all about extended reality. I think all of you should understood the concept of extended reality. Then I'm winding up this section. Thank you everyone.